What's going on, guys? So I am out here at Ron Hoover RV and Marine in Corpus Christi, Texas, and I am going to show you one really cool floor plan. Now this is a toy hauler. It is a conventional towing travel trailer style toy hauler, but there is going to be a lot to like about this unit because it's dramatically different than most of them that I've seen on the market. So hang tight, I'll be right back. All right, so before we head on inside, let's take a look at the numbers on this unit, which I'm imagining are going to be pretty heavy. So this has a gross vehicle weight rating of 13,598 pounds. It has a cargo capacity of 3,338 pounds. It rides on twin 6,000 pound axles, and it has E-rated tires on it. This is a very heavy conventional travel trailer, which means you want to make sure you have the right tow vehicle. I would absolutely say you need a properly spec'd out 3/4 ton truck, or even all the way up to a 1 ton dually truck if you want to properly tow this down the road with the most ease of travel, you know, basically without stressing out while you're driving down the road, mainly because of the extra width, the length, the height, and the weight that this unit's going to have, plus the fact that it is a toy hauler. So you're going to have weight in the back, and you want to be able to have the right tow vehicle to handle this type of load going down the road. Anyways, let's take a quick look at the inside of this unit before we hop out and take a look at the outside. You can see just on the outside real quick, it does have a rack and pinion slide. It uses a nice aluminum sheathing on the side there. You'll have your twin propane tanks out here. A second slide, and that's kind of rare on these types of floor plans, so keep that in mind. Then you have 2 entry exit points. You can tell right off the bat it's going to have a gas electric refrigerator, which is very common on toy haulers simply because a lot of people take these out to like Moab, places that are just disconnected so they can get their toys and go play. And that's one of the reasons you see that. Plus you see the vent up here, which on all RVs you want to make sure that's open if you're going to be using your vent hood on the inside, just to be able to actually get stuff outside of your RV. If you keep that closed, you're just going to recirculate that steam and air inside of your RV. You can actually create mold problems. This is the 32V series from Rogue. So check this out. Well, that's kind of cool. That's your power disconnect for your battery. I don't like the placement of it. I do think it should have been much higher, or maybe even higher up off the ground up here, because it seems like you could kick that or hit it, or even a kid could mess around with it. So not a big fan of that. But that's an easy enough fix by the folks over at Rogue. All right. So before we go up front, let's take a look at the main living area in this RV, along with the kitchen. And this is the differentiation between this and most floor plans like this. First of all, let's mess with these zebra blinds and get more light in here. There we go. So now you can see why this unit's so different. Most of these Rogue units, or most of the conventional pulling toy haulers, this whole area is typically open. You just basically can walk from your kitchen living room straight back. There's no wall here at all. Everything's kind of positioned on the side. But this one has more of a focus towards the living accommodations than most. Huge theater sofa right here. Nice countertop space here. Great place for a coffee station. Or right there. Nice pantry size right here. Lots of cabinetry. More cabinetry here. You have a full stove oven right there. You have a nice compact microwave as well. More cabinetry up there. Has a gas electric nor cold refrigerator. Again, this is your pantry space right here. And there's quite a bit of it. Then down here you have 3 drawers as well, which is nice. Plus it has a full single basin sink underneath here. More cabinet storage there, as well as a nice place for a TV. And I like the contrasting tones of the wallboard. Let's walk back to the garage space real quick. There's your thermostat. This unit appears to have 2 air conditioning systems. I haven't checked in the bedroom yet, so there's possibly a third, but I doubt it. But check out this garage. So this has a 2,000 pound max cargo capacity for this cargo area. And I've mentioned that in other videos, that you don't want to look at the cargo capacity in the side, which was like 3,300 and something, and say, well, I can put 3,000 plus pounds worth of weight back here. You can put a maximum of 1 ton in the back because your axles are actually going to be right around here. So anything you put back here is going to be behind your axles. And that's why it's so imperative to have a tow vehicle that can manage that type of weight and balance. You have a nice elevated bed system that can lower down. There's pretty much a queen size bed up top. And then this can fold out into a queen size bed, or you can turn it into 2 bench seats with a table in the center. Here's that second entry exit. Nice diamond plate going all the way throughout. And check this out. So you have a half bath back here as well. Huge sink. much larger than I would have thought, but you still have some room around it as well, which is nice. So whether you're going to use this for toys or whether you're going to use this as a bunkhouse, just keep in mind it's a very flexible space. But also keep in mind that this is going to have a lot of tongue weight on it whenever you don't have something heavy back here, because it's designed to kind of balance out once you put weight in the back. You have a vent that comes in from here and it exits out back here in case you have like toys back here that smell like fuel. That's just a way to kind of vent that air out. You have your thermostat back here for this air conditioning unit. And you got more drawers right here, which I missed before, so that's really cool. All right, let's work our way up front and see what it's all about. So all of your controls are right here. Would have been nice to see kind of a one panel setup instead of everything kind of being separate. I think it would have looked a little cleaner. Coming into the bathroom area, you have a relatively small shower. So this is an area I think they could have improved. I think they could have moved some stuff around here in a little bit to give you a bigger shower, whether it's a cornered shower or just something a little larger, because this is that typical small RV shower. It's not crazy small and it's definitely usable. It's just, a little smaller than I prefer. You have your sink right here, medicine cabinet behind it. Step into the bedroom from the bathroom. All right, so this appears to be a king-size bed. It's actually a pretty good size, so I'm sure it is. And the reason why they can fit a king-size bed in here is because this is on a wide body chassis, mainly because it's a toy hauler, so they have the room to do that. You have space on this side. It is set up for a tire pressure monitoring system as well. You have your cable power connections up there and a backer on the wall to mount a TV. And then of course you're going to have storage underneath your bed. So the struts don't go up very far, but you do have some storage, and there's the table for the very back area whenever you're using it as a dinette space. But yeah, very cool unit and very different. This isn't your typical toy hauler style floor plan for a conventional towing, or a bumper pole is what they would call it. Now, the only thing I really don't like is, when you mount your TV up here, you're really going to want to put an articulating arm, which this doesn't have. Otherwise, you're going to be sitting here craning your neck off to the left to see the TV. So an articulating arm, which can bring the TV out to like here, I think would make a lot more sense. But then you'd also have to be careful that you don't hit your head on it when you walk by. Maybe like swivelable recliners, something like that might have worked a little better there. But what are your thoughts? Anyways, let's step outside and take a look at the outside of this unit. I do like the fact that it does have friction hinges on the door though, so it keeps the wind from blowing them around. One thing I've mentioned about these Rogues in the past is I like the doors. Very cool high gloss doors. Can imagine they're expensive if they break though. You have an awning which covers about 60% of the side. You have a nice little leash latch right there. It has scissor style stabilizers, and you have a propane connection right here as well for an outside grill. This is access to that storage area underneath the bed where the table is, and your 50 amp power connection. Step above steps for Moride. Out this way. Outside of your furnace, outside of your water heater, your speakers. This runs Castle Rock ST radial tires. I'd upgrade those relatively soon. Not a big fan of them. Then you have a non-suspension equalizer. Coming back, you have a steel fold-out step back here. Another leash latch, scissor-style stabilizer. This is the outside of that vent whenever you're venting air out from the garage. Here's your back ramp door. Whenever you lower this, this turns into a back patio as well. Has a nice little surround area, like a little gate that goes around it to keep people from falling off. And it gives you just a really cool little entertaining area off the back of your RV if the weather's nice. You have a reverse camera already in place, or just a wireless backup camera or driving camera, whatever you want to use it for. And one LED light up there. It would have been nice if they had two. Coming around this way, all LED lighting on this unit. Your fueling stations on this side, and that's kind of cool. So you have a kind of a more modern fueling station right there, which is kind of cool. The ability to turn it on and off. Over here is your 50 amp connection, and then you have your sewer dump valves right here. Cable satellite TV connections right there, and this is also a rack and pinion slide. Very cool overall. And this unit is going to have an MSRP of about $85,000. but you'll definitely want to check with them on the sales price because that's bound to be much, much less expensive. But again, the key here is with a unit this size, this long, this wide, this heavy, and especially considering how you're going to have to load whatever you load in the back, you're going to want to be very careful to select your tow vehicle. You don't want to put something like this behind a half-ton truck. It just doesn't have the weight, the power, the suspension to be able to handle this type of weight, especially pressing down on the back. And if you don't have toys in the back, if you're using this simply like as a bunkhouse, it's even more important that you select the right tow vehicle because you do not want all of that tongue weight pressing down on the back of your truck. And then you find out that you have to put people, supplies, stuff inside of your vehicle, and all of a sudden you're overweight. And real quick before I forget, let's take a look inside of here. So there is no generator pre-installed in this unit, but it does have a generator box. So if you did want to install a generator, you could. Anyways, guys, I sure hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very soon.